Hey there team, so this is a free-for-all, a pretty big free-for-all, 2v2v2v2 actually, sent in by Inarius, so pretty grateful for that. I was really hoping to get a video out on Friday, which I hope this does come out on Friday, we'll see. Either that or very early hours of Saturday. He's playing as Darwinian, which I really do enjoy. I have been enjoying Darwinian quite a bit. Yeah, they just generally match my playstyle quite nicely, I find. Up the front he's got some Avilan marksmen, alongside some Merquindi bows. In the back that looks like 3 units of Elvilan infantry. You can get quite a lot of those guys before the red limit hits, but Darwinian doesn't have a very extensive roster, so it's a bit difficult sometimes. You don't really have all the tools that other factions have, but your tools are pretty good. Avilan Vine Guard back here supporting his archers and infantry, some Selduin River Patrol, some Hammer Guard, 2 more units of Vine Guard there, and in the back some Merquindi Glade Lords, and then 2 units of Glade Riders, which is pretty powerful, and then 2 units of Merquindi Stalkers here, so Inarius really putting a lot of power into his cavalry, which is certainly not a bad idea for a free-for-all. You generally want to have units that can escape enemy forces sometimes. Avoiding fights is generally how you win, but everybody needs to play their part in the battle. His ally here is Umbar, played by Frischjuice. He's got the Warlords of Umbar back here, that's where he's put his general today. To his side he's got some Alcarondas Faithful, then some Belagar Footmen, some Balakith Axe Guard, some Shield Bearers, Balakith Shield Bearers, and some more Axe Guard. Mixed in here with the main line is some Belagar Pikes and some Alcarondas Legion. Every time I see this, I talk about just how powerful this front line is, especially the center here where it's Sentinels and Alcarondas Legion, our Sentinels. So that's going to be exceptionally powerful, as long as he can get a good face-to-face engagement. Then some Belagar Archers. Now there is also, they're all the way back here, some Shield Guard, some Numenorian Shield Guard, and today's actually, I used this unit quite a lot, but today's actually the first day that I've really looked at these feathers on their helmets. Yeah, it's just such a nice looking unit, as are all of the, Numenor inspired Black Numenorian units that Umbar has here. So I'll go back to 1 speed. I kind of thought we'd be closer to where the deployment here. It's quite long, 26,000 frames, quite long for a free-for-all or any sort of pitch battle. Good. What I find is free-for-alls can go one of 2 ways. You can either end up with 2 separate 2v2s, or you can really just have a bit of a mosh. And a mosh can be a heck of a lot of fun, but you have to be very careful that someone isn't just sitting back and not losing any troops. So I suspect, initially looking at this, it's really hard to say what it's going to become. Umbar is clearly aiming toward Isengard here by Teabagger. I've been seeing Teabagger popping up quite a bit recently, but I still think he's quite a new player. So he's got the Isengard crossbows lined up alongside the Uruk-hai archers. Then the Isengard Ballista, and some Uruk-hai pikes mixed in with some infantry. That's very sturdy, actually, yeah. Very powerful front line. The Nazhai in the back, and 2 units of Uruk-hai Reavers, and a Champions of the White Hand. Not a very big army. He's probably got some Snaga Skirmishers or something dotted about as well, I'd suspect, but that Isengard Ballista is definitely going to make people come to him. And his ally is Death Eater, playing as Harad. Gone for a few Cavaliers here, Serpent Guard, and Black Serpents. So that's pretty sturdy. A lot of lancing capabilities there, which there's a lot of space to run around, so lancers are definitely what you want. Demons of the Desert here, some Mahud Beast Hunters, 2 of them, some Troll Men of Harad, Dismounted Serpent Guard mixed in with Southron Pikes. This is a pretty phalanx heavy game, so hopefully we get a good few clashes. That'd be quite nice. Southron Archers there, and Haradrim Spears up the front. So cheap, and they're spearmen at the end of the day, so why not? Something that will definitely be able to snipe out that ballista without much issue will be this Trebuchet by Cardlin, played by Master Blaster. So he's got the Greenway Garrison Archers, Greenway Garrison Spears, 2 units that I never use as Cardland. Not that I've got anything, not that there's anything wrong with them, it just doesn't fit my playstyle. And the Mercenary Guildsman, who I'm definitely going to have to try using. Up against Harad though, those Mercenary Guildsmen are not really going to be too useful. He's got his captains there. I think they've received an armor upgrade. Yes, they have. And as I say, the trebuchet there. It's nice, the kind of like green cloaks that those trebuchet team have. That's cool. Then the Greenway Garrison Footmen, of course, commonly used, and some more Mercenary Guildsmen. That's interesting. And then Dunedain Commanders, and Dunedain Commanders. Okay, I didn't know you could get 3 of them before the price increased. I don't know, maybe he really wanted that 3rd one. So that's okay. Quite a few cav on the field, but that's what you'd expect from a dry lake bed fight. And over here on the right, Tharbad Riders. Sorry, that's just 1 unit of Tharbad Riders. It's just strange to see 1 man standing at the back. So yeah, that'll be pretty unpleasant, especially considering these Serpent Guard are not, they don't have any sort of anti-cavalry bonus, so Cardland will dominate that, and then he's got enough infantry here to kind of hold the line while his trebuchet rains hell. So you're going to have to attack him, and he's going to be battering away with his cav the whole way. His ally is Gondor by Elamau, Pelagar Marines, some Nimlothian Honor Guard, that's where he's put his general. That tends to be where I put my general. The issue with that is you can't use the rally ability when he's in there, because the Nimlothian Honor Guard use Shield Wall, so that overrides it. So I'm going to stop using the Nimlothian Honor Guard for my general. In the more fights I'm up against now. Again, another sturdy ass phalanx. So we've got the guards of Osgiliath backed up by some Gondor infantry without an armor upgrade. I'm not seeing an armor upgrade all the way down this line here for them. The Fountain Guard in the center, of course. Then some more Fountain Guard. You can get 2 of them. And then on the left flank, again, another unit of guards of Osgiliath and Gondor infantry. So that's not going to be fun to break through either. He's got some Gandalf's retinue there. Then Marksmen of Cair-Andros, 2 of them. In front of them, some militia, Gondor militia archers. Decent quality archers for the price, certainly. I always find them to be pretty cost effective. Then the last team here is M1 Breakout playing as Imladris with an Angmar ally. Okay, cool. We got the Nuratino Cav. I don't play. Oh, they've got an armor upgrade. They must do. That's definitely not how they start as standard. They look fantastic. Yeah, I don't play much as Imladris, so I couldn't really say, but I never really take the Nuratino Cav. I'm always more of a Sentinels sort of guy here. And then the Eldaramway Lancers. Lastly, well, as for his infantry, that's no, he's got some more cav over here. Some more Nuratino cav. And some Gwathi Rockdor. So, yeah, pretty heavy into the cav. But so was everybody. So he's got some Gwathi Arthand, 2 units of Eldaramway Spearmen. Imladris Guardians, 2-3, all with armor upgrades in the back. Some Bruinen River Wards and some more Bruinen River Wards. So not very big, and no archers today. So he's a very, possibly his archers are hiding up front, that's a fair point. But with as much as he spent in cav, he might not have any archers. Then Bestje playing as Angmar here. He's got the Trolls of Gundabad, the Trolls of Angmar, some Warg Riders on the left, but just 1 unit of Warg Riders is not going to be backed up by, of course, the very powerful Elven Cav. I'm sure that they'll be able to face down some of the powerful Cav units on the field, but we'll see. Gundabad Guard there, some more Gundabad Guard. His front line is Angmar Marauders, 3 of them. A Hammer Guard there, and some Guardians of Carn Dûm. And lastly, the Black Guard in the back. And again, because there's a lack of people here, I suspect that there are some Barrow Whites and some Snaga, definitely a unit of Snaga Stalkers somewhere. But yeah, we'll get going. Go back up to 1 speed for the time being, and I'm pretty interested to see what happens in the beginning here. I thought Inarius was about to move, but no. Looks like... because as people start moving, we should start to see any hidden units. And Imladris, we're not seeing any hidden units from Imladris. Yeah, I thought so. So he is all about the melee attack today. What about his ally? Some Orc Fellers have popped up. Lots of Orc Fellers have popped up. Snaga Stalkers, as I thought. But no archers. Okay, they are going for it today. Rain has come to the dry lake bed. So, yep, this is definitely what Inarius needs to do. He is pivoting in order to prepare against that charge, because that is very unpleasant. We're getting some shots from that treb. He's coming into the approaching infantry, which I understand. I would be tempted to rattle off some shots toward that ballista, though. How's this initial cav engagement going to go? I would expect it to be quite a struggle for Harad. I don't think I spotted the Royal Court of House Thorondor. They are Lancers, but they're very high quality Lancers, and they should be able to mince some people. Tharbad Riders have a bit of trouble here. Now that the Dunedain commanders have come over, though, this should be a bloodbath in favour of Cardlin. He wants this cav, though, to be striking at the charging infantrymen. And if he's not able to do that, then that just means that Harad is going to have a very healthy army to attack his tiny one there. Death Eater, focusing on the cav fight, it's not a bad idea, definitely. His ally seems to be moving over to come to help him, which is good for Inarius and Freshjuice, because it means that they can actually form a united front against this charging force. These elven archers are going to make mincemeat of all of these unshielded men. Even the Angmar Marauders don't have a great shield, so if they take a shot or two, they're going to be going down. But the Glade Riders have come in, and this one unit of wargs is just going to be overwhelmed by the amount of cav that's on the field. Yeah, these Marauders are going to take terrible losses from these charges. And I don't think there's any sort of throwing units or anything like that that's really going to be paying them back for this. That's the issue with Glade Riders. They can really go down to just cheap archer fire. How are these capital volleys coming along? We're seeing a lot of javelin fire coming in, but it's a bit of a hodgepodge here, so they're no doubt going to be receiving a bit of friendly fire. The Dunedain commanders are actually having a bit of trouble up against these black serpents, which surprises me a bit. The Champions of the White Hand coming over, that might tip it. That really could tip it. I would love to use the Royal Court of House Thorondor just because of how good I think they look, but they just don't match my playstyle. So it's quite a shame. He's getting quite unlucky with these trebs. That was a decent hit, but could have been so much better. Tharbad Riders pulling back. Fragile Spears taking significant casualties. Gondor coming over here, he's got nothing to worry about on his left flank, so it'll be good if Gondor can form up before the enemy actually strike. Then this pike line is going to be fantastic. How is Angmar done here? Have they made contact yet? Not yet, they're still taking a lot of damage. Imladris Cav coming over here, they will be able to take on the Lancers of Dorwinion without too much problem. But it just depends on how much damage these these Cavaliers can actually do to the Angmar forces. Good charge from the Nuretino Cav on the Gwythi Rogdor. The Glade Lords would definitely struggle against the Gwythi Rogdor. Close range fire coming into these guys. Even the Hammer Guard are going to be struggling against that. The River Patrol coming over here. If they can get a volley of jabs into the Hammer Guard, that'd be curtains. Beligar Archers, certainly not the best, but again, close range, accurate fire from cheap archers is still landing hits, it's still doing a lot of damage. I don't think we've had a single shot from that ballista yet, but it's coming up into position. I think it is. I think the trip is coming into fire at it, and it's not managed to land a lucky. Well, it wouldn't be lucky. The treb is pretty damn accurate. It's definitely what you want to use for this counter battery fire. Tharbad Riders always shaken, always scares the heck out of me. They're so deadly in melee, but just the amount of times that they rout is frightening. Okay, Reavers here, sort of stopping the Black Serpents for a moment, but it's not too bad. They're getting through. And yeah, this Cav force is not done as well as I would have expected it to be honest. Treb coming in. Again, 2 misses. A shot to the Nas High would maybe be more tempting, but even though I suggested, you know, I would definitely have been. Oh, it's not lit on fire, Teabagger. Perhaps he's just wanting to shut down the Treb. Ah, it's doing a hell of a lot of damage, to be honest. That's a Treb down. Yeah, okay, no. Not lit on fire is still going to do a huge amount, but if you light the ammunition on fire, you're going to do so much more. Dunedin Captain's taking a volley from Javs there from Death Eater. Champions use the Nafrat. Yeah, this is definitely what you want to use to counter them. But I didn't expect this. I really didn't see bloomin' Death Eater actually having the Cav advantage at this point in the game. So he's free to come in there. The Greenway Garrison footmen are breaking in the centre. Mercer and Guildsmen are definitely going to be having a good time smashing away at those dismounted Serpent Guard, but we don't know how long they'll last. That Phalanx is coming in. It seems to be struggling right now, but I suspect that that'll change in a minute. They're getting slammed from the side. This is definitely the type of fight that the Fountain Guard want to be in. So I suspect that this line is going to be a victory for Gondor, but it just depends if Cardlin can hold long enough. This is quite a clash. Elves, the supreme elven skill mixing in with a fodder of orcs is a tough thing to deal with. But it seems the Dorwinian lines are holding. They're backed up by some shield bearers there. Those Hammer Guard I saw. Oh, the Elvelyn Hammer Guard have come in. Orc fellers, just using their numbers, have come around the side. But Umbar is responding. Again, the announcer is really not fond of their chances here. Belagar Pikes coming face to face with the River Wards. As long as they don't get flanked, they should do some good damage. Those Trolls still waiting. And the Trolls waiting on this side too. I'd be wanting to get those Trolls in the fight because there's a lot of Cav here that can just do a cheeky charge against you. Yeah, Orc fellas are actually enjoying that fight up against the Vineguard. More Vineguard coming in. Alcarondas Legion, if they can make their way to the front, then they do have the skill to sort of go toe to toe with an elf for a while. Lots of shots coming into the River Wards, and these Snaga Stalkers. Snaga Stalkers will fall away in that. That was a general running there. Warlords of Umbar. Oh, if they could get a good charge against the Trolls, that would be beautiful. How's the Gondorian line? Yep, Gondorian line is holding out quite nicely here. I expected it to. Well, this is what Gondor does. They can get their pikes into a good position, they've done it. Nimlothian Honor Guard coming in. Yeah, the combined Orc and Harad force has just sort of swept this position away. What's happening over here? Pelican Marines. Hopefully they've still got some ammo, but it doesn't look like it. Seeing a bunch of swords out. Oh well, they can definitely go toe to toe with a lot of these guys. Uruk-hai Reavers here are not going to care about the Guildsman AP. What's going on over here? Dunedin Rangers. We didn't. Well, they were hidden before. That's Cardlin General down. If these Rangers can land some good shots, then that'd be really beneficial. Yeah, on the front line, I think Gondor needs to squash this position very quickly. The issue is Gondor's relying on their pikes to do so, and pikes don't kill things fast. The Trolls have been thrown in on the right flank. The Trolls on the left flank have been thrown in as well. They've totally surrounded this poor old unit of Vineguard. So they're not going to be lasting too much longer, especially when they're getting stabbed away by elite elves and hordes of orcs there. That's Gondor's general down. Jeepers generals are dropping left and right. So that was the Imladris general there. Shield Guard have thrown themselves in here now. Up against the Black Guard though. It's not a fun fight. Oh, that looks like body piercing fire. Casimir's Rangers, good. What sort of shot are they getting right now? This is a very good target. Everything along this line is good. Just need to hold these bloomin' trolls in position. The archers are enjoying that right now. Ah, good. If he can just come in and out with his warlords, then yeah, these trolls are going to get taken down. They're not really going to be able to pay for themselves. What are these archers firing at? Angmar Marauders. Looks like they were probably routing and then they stopped. Orc Riders there, continuing to rout. Far left flank has been won for Gondor. Uruk-hai archers here though, just pecking away into the unshielded pikes. And the Uruk-hai crossbows, though there's 2 units of them. They can definitely mince some pikemen if they get some good shots off. Teabagger is continuing around, and with the champions of the White Hand there, I just don't see anything capable of stopping it. This is really the time when I would be tempted to try and just rout back, because sometimes in a free-for-all you might be left. If somebody just feels that there's no point in dealing with you at that time, they might just leave you alone. Dunedain Rangers, if they've still got ammo, yeah, they do. Yeah, see, I'd be tempted to just have them sitting somewhere and hiding, and hopefully the enemy will just forget where they are for let them kill each other for a few minutes. Gandalf's retinue, they are lancers, but they should slice through these shadows. They will not slice through the champions of the White Hand though, they need to get away from that. Well, we've got the champions in Nafarat coming in, dealing with the Wardens of Minas Ithil. Damn, it's rare to see them break on 20. But this is very scary. Trollmen, champions in Nafarat, yeah, there's a lot of fear. Champions of the White Hand there too. Now, if the Gandalf's retinue bodyguard managed to get some distance, then turned around and slammed into these 8 champions of the White Hand, that could be what they need. But perhaps the Pelgrim Marines will hold the enemy in place for long enough. But that fight looks like it's sort of just about over there. So it's going to just depend on how this fight sorts itself out. Angmar still with those guys sitting back. Brunnen River Wards managed to flank around, that's scary. These Belagar archers are coming in. If they can backstab them, hopefully just hold their attention for a while. Because on the front line this is going well for the Umbar Dorwinian alliance here. Only 1 troll of Angmar, 2. I'm only seeing 1. Yeah, 7 trolls of Angmar, sorry. Ah, there they all are. Ah, received another good charge. Yeah, these warlords of Umbar have been fantastic. And that wasn't even their target. If they get trapped though, then they'll take some severe damage. This front line though does need some cavalry charges. Still Glade Lords alive. And the Elkrondas Faithful, okay. 2 of the Gwathi Rockdoor. Just lost Micro on them for a minute. I think he's gonna get shot up. I don't know where these guys are throwing their javelins, but I would be tempted to give these 2 last men a volley. Even though it's only 2 men, it's 2 Gwathi Rockdoor. And they can just be horrendous if left unchecked in the late game. These trolls of Gundabad are running riot in the back lines. If the Merquendi Glade Lords didn't really have a target, I'd be coming in there. Merquendi Bows, probably on skirmish mode. I'll just run all the way back here. Merquendi Stalkers, out of ammunition. They're still cav at the end of the day. They can still run themselves in and out. What's going on this side? We're seeing a lot of breaking on both sides, really. It looks like Harad is sort of sorting himself out, wanting to come in quickly. If you can strike your opponent while they're still fighting, that's amazing. You know, that's when you'll really do the most damage. Coming in after this fight has already ended, when one of the sides has managed to just reform, you've got another full fight on your hands. So even if you can just send these men over right now, let the Uruk-hai allies sort themselves out, that could be good. And that ballista, I know it definitely fired quite a few times, but it might have quite a bit of ammo left. Gondor infantry, are they moving toward or away from the fight? They're moving away from the fight, they're not routing though. Ah, yes. So Elamau does seem to be forming up. I suspect that those men still have some ammo. They've got their swords out, but that's because they were in melee. I hope they still have ammo. The Dunedain Rangers, chased down by Cav by the looks of things. There's still a few of them left. Champions of the White Hand over there. We'll see. Only 6 champions of the White Hand now. But yep, so it seems like Harad and the Uruk-hai are sending their men over here as quickly as they can in order to try and capitalize on the unusual situation. Well, the unfortunate situation that the Umbar and Dorwinian armies are in. Don't let them don't let them, get a rest, and definitely don't let them reform. River Patrol here out of ammo. It's decent fodder for the front line. Casimir's Rangers still with some ammo left. Hopefully they're not going to waste a volley on the Bruin and River Wards. They could do with that volleys, well, they could do with those volleys only up against these lightly armoured Harad men. It looks like Death Eater has seen that they've they've won that battle slightly faster than I thought they would. It did look like the Mladris force were going to be holding out for quite a bit longer, but no, they have broken. So Death Eater is just going to have to hold back. There's no point in just sending in those few forces into this meat grinder right now. So what do the armies have left? I'll slow down to 0.5 for a quick second. I know I'm going quite slow anyway. Fristjuice has some archers there. No ammunition for that. A little bit of ammo for them. He's still got a nice healthy unit of the Warlords. The Casimir's Rangers there is a bit of ammunition. Some more archers, some axe guard, some more axe guard, some sentinels, 57 sentinels. They can definitely hold the line against some small units. Alcarondas Legion, 2 sizable units of Alcarondas Legion for this stage in the game. Footmen there, and the River Wards have come back, but it looks like with a few cav charges they will be back off the field. I would have been, if I was M1, I would have been tempted to take them out to the side and just waited for the main clash to occur. But then we've got Dorwinian here, still up against the Gwathi Arthand. If he gets them routing, fantastic. If he doesn't, they're going to do a lot more damage, especially these Glade Lords. Damn, yeah. Any stab to a horseman from them is going to be painful. But it does look like at this stage, although Dorwinian has a lot of cav left over, looks like Umbar is going to be having to hold the line. His enemies here, with some dismounted serpent guards, some trollmen, some more trollmen. Beast hunters there, some more beast hunters, no doubt out of ammunition by now, but still AP. This is going to be good up against the black Numenorian forces. Some demons of the desert, it's hard to say really if they still have ammo or not. Then some Southron archers, some Southron pikes, and some dismounted serpent guards. So you can see most of his phalanx has been eaten alive, but 4 black serpents as well in the late game. That can be quite effective. Backed up by his ally Teabagger, he's bringing 2 units of pikemen to the field, well to the front. Some Uruk-hai archers there, still some ammunition. They can skirmish away for a bit if they need to. Uruk-hai reavers, some more Uruk-hai reavers. That's a big, 122 is a big unit to have. And a lot of Uruk-hai archers here. All generally with ammunition by the looks of things. Some Uruk-hai infantry there and the Naz-hai. So I'm a little scared. I just think that with the elite units that Teabagger still has, somebody's admitted defeat there, with these elite units that Teabagger still has, and just the vast numbers of things like the Reavers, and even these Uruk-hai archers are just meat for the front line when they run out of ammunition. It's getting pretty scary, but there's still 16,000 frames left, so we'll move up a bit. I could probably zoom the map in a little bit now that we've got... now that we're going to be focusing mainly on the fight related to these guys. It's quite tough to really tell the difference between when you've got 2 red lines just clashing into one another, so I wasn't really bothering with it. So I think people are just going to be reforming. It's going to be interesting to see what the scraps of Gondor and Cardland decide to do. It doesn't... Damn, these poor guys. There's still 7 Dunedain Rangers left, but it looks like the champions of the White Hand have just been showing up to deal with them. Again, charge after charge into the White Hands would hurt them, but I just don't think it's worth it. Gondorian infantry, they're breaking. 7. Oh, right, that was just one poor man behind, right? These guys are safe. They're with his allies' forces. Just men breaking all over. This is one of the only exits. So the Wardens of Minas Ithil, they took a slam by the looks of things. I don't know. There are some corpses around here. I think it's just from men that have run in this direction, though. Probably only had 14 to begin with. I thought they had more. Okay. Yeah, I'll probably speed up for a minute. But no, I do enjoy free-for-alls. I don't play them too often, but they can be a good bit of fun. I like generally when you have situations where one of the teams deploys right on top of a hill, and everybody can communicate and sort of decide, yeah, we're going to attack you first because you're in the toughest position. So those sort of mid-game diplomacy sessions are always quite enjoyable. It looks like we've got some cavalry around. Yeah, the Black Serpents went in for it. Not a bad idea, just try to secure him. Well, just getting rid of some fodder here, really. There's nothing that can hurt him for doing this. Not with all the calves so far back. So yeah, no, that was a good shout from Death Ear. But at the same time, I don't think Fresh Juice is going to be crying for it. Sad, but not the end of the world. These men did have arrows left, and with their death, that's going to lead. Well, it's going to leave the Uruk-hai team with just a lot left. Okay, I'm actually going to go back to. Well, sorry, it's going to leave the Uruk-hai with total archer superiority, unless Inarius can sort that out. He's coming with a quick slam there, killed off a lot of archers, lost a few cav though. Where's he going? He's the champions have turned up. Raquindi Stalkers though, he's not too worried about losing them. The Alcrundas Faithful could give the champions a run for their money. I think it's mainly a case of he wants to shut down these crossbows. The Uruk-hai archers are not really too much of a worry, but those crossbows could do a lot of damage to his front line. It does look very daunting right now, doesn't it? Cav just running riot here. Still 5 of the champions of the White Hand. Those Merquindi Stalkers are broken. There was some Cav advancement over on this flank too. A quick charge to the Reavers is definitely a good idea. Try and you really just want to even the numbers right now. Black Serpent's trying to chase them down, but I'd be tempted to just turn around for a quick charge, just wipe them out. Which sounds like, oh no, oh, alright, well he's so far now, but, oh well. Damn, poor Stalker ran into that line. Oh, well done Inarius. Okay, this is a real game changer right now. If that ballista had stayed up, that I was definitely going to be handing it to the Uruk-hai Harad alliance. But the fact that that's gone down now, that's a big move. And losing even more crossbows here to the Glade Lords is fantastic. Yeah, losing all of these stalkers, really not much of a worry. He's managed to shut down that ballista and grab some of them. Forcing these guys out of position. Champions of the White Hand are running back. Harad forces are coming in for a charge here by the looks of things. They don't really have anything in the range department like their ally here. How effective is this fire? Oh, up against the Hammer Guard. It's not going to be fun to lose them. They're very nicely armoured, but no shields. The Vine Guard will shrug that off. Seldon River Patrol are of course hiding. They'll die pretty quick too though. Well, here, the final Black Serpent. Hacking and slashing away. I think that's the general actually. Killing off some archers. The Warlords of Umbar hanging around on the wings. I don't see any spears here. This is quite worrying. Warlords of Umbar could really do some damage on this flank. So I suppose they're just trying to sort of turn a section of the flank. But I don't know, they could be... I'd like to know how much they were communicating at this point. The Vine Guard throw along with the Hammer Guard here. Come into these pikes. They'll do a lot of damage until the pikes are able to reform, which they've managed to do now. Now the pikemen will be destroying some people. This is close range as well, so these crossbows are going to be mincing people. We've got Marquindi arrow fire, so if people have got some low morale, that might scare them off the field. The shield guard there, my feathery boys, they've started to strike away. The armor, the anti-armor advantage that the Hood Beast Hunters have there is going to do something. But now that the Sentinels have arrived, I think that's going to shut down that flank.
The enemy general lies dead.
This is going a lot better. Well, this little scrap is going a lot better than I imagined it to be honest. But if this chunk is lost, which the Cav is trying to shut down these guys. Casimir's Rangers have even run on in. Casimir's Rangers will beat these guys at melee. I see, I'm a big fan of Rangers in melee. I love the idea of like very skilled units, even if they can't do much damage. I don't really play Lothlorien too much, but I really like the Staff Masters just to hold the line. They're a really cool unit for it. Marquindi Bows there with their massive elven range. Taking shots toward the Naz High, which is probably a good shout. But there's no point in just running away with the Alcarondas Faithful. The Alcarondas Faithful are decently skilled, so they will do some damage to the Naz High. Oh, the Gondorians have arrived. Take some vengeance. I don't know how I'd be striking if I was Gondor right now. Probably you do want to shut down the crossbows, because the crossbows can probably shoot at you. These guards of Osgiliath, if I didn't spot them. And some Gondor infantry, so he has one part of his phalanx left. One section remains, and the Dunedain Rangers with enough ammunition to last out the rest of the game will be able to rack up some damage, but just be frightened of these Cav. Even Stalkers can run you down. What we got going on over here now? Looks like it's kind of hard to see when the units are so small, but this is definitely where the Umbar and Dorwinion have their best chances. Just being able to push through with this blob on the left. These Sentinels keep them nice and healthy, and tidy up that force. On the right here, it really is just taking the attention of these pikes. They'll be getting some kills, especially the Hammer Guard, but no, it's mainly. I think the focus is just to hold their attention. The general's right there. He won't go down too easy, I'm sure. Really like his. I like all the Dorwinian units, but I like the general's model a lot. A good charge into the backs of these pikes. You want to come in and out pretty quick, but those pikemen are struggling. They might break. Alcarondas Faithful there. Where I saw some these Reavers. These Reavers have been picked apart by Cav charges, but they're still nice and healthy. Coming right into the front of Sentinels though will change that fact. He's trying to move around him. Yeah, he is able to micro that. Which, when you get to these small army sizes, you don't have much excuse not to be able to micro some things. That's the last of the crossbows taken out. One man here. Right, good, he's wiped. So that is the last crossbowman gone.
Good tidings. The enemy general
That was definitely not Harad's general. That was the Naz High. So Sentinels here. These guys managed to slip around. Very badly damaged morale, but a good back charge to these men could do some damage. They've definitely hurt some people there, but they're only shaken now. But as soon as they are touched by these Sentinels, they're gone. Yeah, no, they're finished now. So that surprised me, but I think, again, it was just the situation of, even though they had a lot of men left, so many of their men that they had remaining were archers. Whereas Umbar and Dorwinion just had, they were definitely outnumbered, but their men could swing swords a lot better. So yeah, I think that's generally what we just saw there. I was scared about the Naz High, but the Alcarondas Faithful managed to hold through it. And I'm sure there was a Cav charge or two. Cav has been incredibly important for just about everybody on this field today. And I think all that really remains is Gondor here, and of course these Dunedain Rangers. So we'll speed it up as we watch over them. I think, like, I definitely misjudged that. I think Elamel misjudged it a little bit too with his cav charges. You know, had he maybe had his Gandalf's written, even though it was only 5 men, that's a few good charges. Had they been coming in and striking Dorwinion and Umbar, maybe things could have gone differently. But I just don't. I don't know if it would have changed too much. Wardens of Minas Ithil. Pretty exceptional body piercing ammunition there. Definitely what you want for pikes, even if they're only spread out in 2 ranks deep. Ah, a nice chunk of these guys getting hit. So I think they're just advancing quite slowly, sort of Terminator style. Most of their men are very fresh and warmed up, that surprises me. A few are tired here and there. Merquindi bows, though, they're going to be doing some severe damage to this front line. And yeah, we'll just remain here now on this speed. For this to make contact. Great speed, great pikes versus great pikes, but I think just the overwhelming numbers here is going to scare these forces back. And I think that's it finished off. Merquindi Stalkers, they're still healthy. Goodness me, there was so much cav from Dorwinion today. And he used it very well, so it's good. I think that is that. Might be somebody left on the field. Oh, we still got about 6,000 frames. He might have actually said this when he gave it to me, but maybe they have to run around and find some hidden units from somebody that's left the game. That's sometimes something that happens. If it is, I will. I'll make a quick cut here. Hey there, team. Yeah, sorry about that. Don't know quite what went on there, but I think it was just a case of there were some hidden units right in the center here by the looks of things. But they were dealt with, and that's good, because then, you know, if you've got to leave a game, the issue is you don't actually get an ending battle screen in the replay. You get it straight away, but so I won't be able to do this. Let's have a look through his units here. So the Avellan Hammerguard, they were facing off against the Angmar Hammerguard in the early stages of the fights. They did quite nicely, and in addition to that, going up against elves is never going to be too easy, especially in Ladris elves. The Glade Lords racking up a lot of kills, and to be honest, I think one of the biggest achievements of those Glade Lords was just taking out that ballista. I think had they not brought down that ballista, this battle would have been very different. They would have not been able to clump up like they did. It would have been very frightening. 2 units of Glade Riders there, they did dang good. 3, sorry. Yep. And then he's got 2 units of Stalkers, so massive amount of cav. I myself, I talk about this a lot, I can only really properly micromanage 2 units of cav. So it's I'm always amazed when somebody's able to sort of effectively use this many cav units in a battle. So that's pretty exceptional. 1 unit of Merquindi bows, always doing quite nicely with that. Whereas the Avellan marksmen were just there to sort of take a beating, as is kind of their purpose. You know, nice armor, bit more numerous. They, you know, have them take shots instead of the elves. The Vineguard there just wasn't, even though there was so much cav on the field, there wasn't a lot of need for like anti-cav infantry. I felt most cav were killed by other cav, which is kind of unusual. You know, but it's a flat grounds battle, you know, you're always going to see stuff like that. Then 3 units of infantry really there to hold the line, and they did that damn well. And then 1 more unit of Vanguard at the bottom. Okay, good. Yeah, like, with this sort of army, it's clear, like, his killing power came from his cav. Usually with, I find with Dorwinion, my killing power comes from my Merquindi pikes, or my you know, Glade Guard and things like that. Whereas today it was his cav that were racking up the kills, whereas his Elvellan infantry were just there, as I say, to hold the line. Killed a lot of guys, and you've got to keep in mind as well, they were going up against largely elves there, and then Ladris elves, of course. So that's not easy for a man-at-arms unit to break down. His ally there, Fresh Juice, yeah, especially in the later stages, he was a big part of that. I'd like to know how much they were sort of chatting about all that, or did all that just happen? Because sometimes, a lot of the time, just teamwork happens. People just are where they need to be, which is great. But a lot of the time, you do need to plan things out. and when you don't, it's pretty horrendous. His enemies there, well, the other teams, Elam and Master Blaster there, I think that they were just unfortunately let down by the inaccuracy of that trebuchet. That was really upsetting. Trebuchets are so much more accurate now than they used to be, and I like trebuchets a lot, but they just got really unlucky, and that sucks. And also, I'm just shocked by, like, those Dunedain commanders weren't able to just destroy the bloomin' Serpent Guard as quickly as I imagined. Maybe instead, had they been like Merc Cav, but I think, you know, like dedicated instead of the Spear Cav. So, but still, no, that's too bad. But overall, they did pretty well, and when I thought they should fall back, they did fall back, and which is kind of what you should do in a free for all. Like, there's no point in just wiping yourself out of the game if you can just move away, because then your enemies should register you're no longer a threat and deal with the real threat, so that they don't just stop both of you not winning. Well, they don't stop both of you winning really. Then the Imladris Agmar alliance did pretty well actually. I think it was just a case of he had the unit of wargs, and M1 Breakout took 2 units of Sentinels and the Nuritino Cav, but I think it was just a case of his enemies there, the Dorwinian Umbar duo. I think that they were striking down the Cav by other means, probably focusing fire on archers with them, because they were not able to get the same sort of cavalry engagement that went on the other side of the battlefield. Had they managed to get that, they would have stomped them, but Inarius just denied them that. And Fresh Juice as well, he had the Alcoronas Faithful and the Warlords of Umbar, who are both exceptional against Cav. So it's very expensive, but exceptional against Cav. So yeah, it wasn't as cut and dry as I think I made it sound really. I think even if they had a big Cav on Cav fight, it would have been, it might have even gone the Umbar and Dorwinian's way. Then lastly we have Harad and Isengard. They did really quite well taking out that. They moved forward really quite quickly, and it was a good sort of independent but together sort of strike, with Isengard really just tying down Gondor's forces, which and supporting to push through Cardlin, instead of really just pouring all of your men into Gondor and just dying on their pike wall. But he had a good pike wall himself, so it wasn't going to go too bad, I don't think. Cool Cav play from everybody involved. I enjoyed that, but as you often get from Dry Lakebed. Sucks about that Isengard Ballista getting taken out. That was I mean, you saw where my focus was, so that's where my focus would have been on the game. Like, I'd been so focused on the Cav strikes on my archers that I wouldn't have noticed the cheeky little Glade Lords coming right behind, just wiping out my ballista. But I think that was maybe the move that sealed their fate. That was because I thought they were going to win. I thought they were going to win until they lost that ballista, and they lost a lot of their crossbowmen to Cav actions as well, which that was an amazing tool for them. Don't necessarily think they did anything wrong there. It was just what happens. Anyway, thank you very much.